In the middle of the pack, though, it is Marion Mortefon. Could we see Marion, last year's champion? Obviously had about 6 months to a whole year out, obviously having the baby, flying in the middle, up this top end, we got that.
Okay, so I'm sitting here. I grew up near the beach in Port-la-Nouvelle, a very wild beach where there were a lot of people sailing, and that quickly made me want to try a water sport. My brothers and I joined the Port-Mahon Club, which is a small club on the lagoon of Bâgé-Siguen, between Gruissan and Leucate. I started windsurfing purely out of curiosity, and because it really appealed to me when I saw people sailing, the speed, the contact with the water. Port-Mahon is a special place, and I enjoyed spending time there. If we go back to the years when I started in elementary school or even in high school, even though I was in a sports program, I never ever thought at that time that I could make a living from it. In fact, I went to engineering school and even worked with my degree, and it's the natural progression of things, and I think the love of the sport, this passion, is what brought me here.
50 seconds to go. Marion Mortefon, 2 wins out of 2 so far. Can she make it 3 from 3?
Okay, let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke, I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stop the frame on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hate on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on the earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get into it.
And then I continued down the more classic path of slalom, because I lived in an extremely windy area, and we did less windsurfing because it was often windy when we trained, so we quickly gravitated towards that. I'd say the year that triggered my desire to take things to the next level was 2015. I got my first World Cup podium and also won the Diffie win that year. It was a big year with quite a few races in very strong winds, a year where all the top girls in the World Cup were competing. And so I won that race against girls who were consistently on the podium and winning the World Cup at that time. So it was a great source of pride. And a few months later, I achieved my first World Cup podium. All of this led me to find partners, which allowed me to resign from my engineering job at the end of 2016 and at least try the experience to tell myself, okay, I'll try doing this for at least a year to remove the frustration of coming home from competitions and go straight back to work. I didn't have much rest and I didn't have much real training time, so I wanted to give myself that chance. And so it was that year there that allowed me to switch gears, and since then I've never gone back to a traditional job. Also, from 2020 to 2023, I did Olympic windsurfing, IQ foil, which is the board that became the Olympic board in Paris and will be in Los Angeles in 2028. So I did that at the same time as the World Cup, and at the same time we found Mortefon Water Sports. The last event I did last year was in Japan in November 2024, which I won. It was a huge source of pride for me because I'd had a bit of a rough year, and I was very happy to finish on a high note because there was a really good level of competition with lots of girls. It was really cool, and it allowed me to finish as runner-up in the World Championship. Even though I still had a chance to win the title, it wasn't enough, but in any case, that's not important.
Your body waving like the ocean, waving like the ocean.